Hi everyone, today's video is a follow-up to my last video, which was my Hakuhodo haul that I showcased these 4 brushes, the J210, the J242HS, and the J5529, and the S5523B. So I'm going to use these in action so you guys can get a better idea of how they work and ways that I've been able to utilize them. I've had about a week to play with them, so I think that's a pretty decent amount of time to figure out what these brushes are best at. So if that's something you want to see, just keep watching. Okay, here I'm going to start the demo of the Hakuhodo brushes that I got that were featured in my last video. So the first one that I'm going to do is the Hakuhodo S5523. This one like this. So this one's different from the goat hair version. And so this is the one that I've been using. This one is not as fluffy, so it's just a lot firmer. It is soft, but I wasn't really able to get a good blend in with this one. So what I've been doing is I've been doing kind of the overall, I always do like a wash of color kind of in this area. So that's what I've been using it for. I feel like it works better there than it does in the crease or eyelid area. And I have my lids primed with MAC Paint Pot and Painterly. So this is not exactly what I was going to use this for, but I'll try to use it in my crease just to show you guys what it's like. So the next brush I'm going to use is the J5529, and the palette that I'm using today is the Natasha Gold palette. So I'm going to start with that light kind of camel brown color. So this is like my transition shade. Normally I'd be using the 5523 with the goat hair, but I can show that later. I wanted to show this one. And this is the brush that I am the most impressed with because it lays down color like that. It also does detail work with a darker color, which I'm going to do right now. So I'm going to go in with the green color, just deepen up the outer V area. And with my eyes, I like to kind of darken the inner part a little, and I'll blend that out later. So this, I would say if you have like smaller eyes and hooded eyes like me, it's essential to have a little blending brush like this. I've been using the Wayne Goss 19. This is one of my favorite brushes, so much so that I have 2. But I notice when I'm doing this, it kind of disperses it, which in some sense is good, but it kind of disperses the color a lot more than the 5529. But I am going to use it to do that today. So this one is just a little longer, a little fluffier than the 5529. And then I'm going to use the Hakuhodo sent me this cloth. They're doing like a promotion. So I'm gonna clean it off like that as much as I can, get all that brown color off. I do notice this one, it cleans pretty well, but not quite. It won't get perfectly clean, but that's good enough. So now I'm gonna go in with the really deep color in the Natasha Denona palette, this one right here, and just deepen up the outer eyelid more. So this is really where this brush shines, because it's so specific and no fallout, which is pretty amazing. I hate having to clean up fallout because I do my base makeup first, so it always just is a real pain to have to clean up fallout. But this brush, it really is great about not creating a mess. I put a little too much on that one. So I'm gonna kind of disperse all this color out later. But the next brush I'm very impressed with also, and that's the packing brush, which is the J242HS. So these work amazingly well with the Natasha Denona shimmer and glitter formulas. So I use this, I just close my eye and I use it just to pack on color right there. See how like perfectly it places it? Like I don't have to go in with another dip into my eyeshadow. It pretty much gets it all there. And then I could use it for the inner part, but I just wanted to showcase another brush I have. And I love this one too. It's just a smaller version of the 242HS. It's the 246HS. So I'm going to show you this with the gold shimmer that I'm going to put right in the middle. I mean, right in the inner portion of my eye. Blend it out. See how perfectly it just places that color exactly where you want it. Okay, so that's what we got so far. So I'm going to show you what the 5523 B is like blending this color out. And this is what I've originally wanted to use this brush for, but it's just not as effective in blending out these harsh lines. See, like it's not really doing anything right there. So I still go in with the goat hair 5523 to do that blending. So I'll show you how it goes on this side. So I think this is doing a much better job because the goat hair is soft, but it's still a workhorse enough that it really does move the product around to give it that really nice dispersed look. Like all of these things that I'm doing, I was never able to get it done with my crappy brushes or my finger or anything. It's just not the same. Okay, so that's how I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna put a little bit more of the gold here. And then for the lower lash line, I initially was going to use the 5529, but it's just a little, for my eyes, it's just a little too big. See, it's just, I can use it for like a light wash of color, but if you have bigger eyes and wider eyes, it would work well for this, but I just don't have enough space for this brush to fit. So I'll kind of show you how it looks. It's just not, for my taste, it's just not specific enough. I like to use the Wayne Goss 20. Oh no, the 5, the pencil brush. So I'm gonna pick up that dark color, line the bottom lash line with this. See how it creates just the perfect liner with your shadow. I rarely wear eyeliner because it just looks more natural with shadow, and it's easier to remove at the end of the day. Okay, so I hope that gave you guys a good idea of the 3 eye brushes that I have. And then I also showed a little bit of the goat hair 5523 and the Wayne Goss 19. I love this brush too. I have 2 of them because I use this almost every day. But now I'll also be using the Hakuhodo every day. So that's for the eye look. I'll be back with the face brush. All right, I'm back. I did my lashes and put a lip color on. I'm now gonna demo the Hakuhodo J210, this one right here. So this one really resembles the Wayne Goss 13, and it's the same exact price. I don't have the Wayne Goss 13, but my understanding is Hakuhodo makes his brushes also, so it just makes sense that they look very similar. I'm going to use the Tarte cream bronzer, and then just like get a lot on there, right there, and I just get it on right here. So this is not what I've been using it for. I like using the Wayne Goss 12 for my contour, just because it's a little longer. I can show you that one on the other side. And this one's a little smaller, so it just takes a little longer. The Goss 12, it makes contouring so quick, but it does work for this, just not as good as the Goss number 12. Oh, something else that this works really well for. So if you have, I have this Physicians Formula cream bronzer. If you are someone that likes to draw on your bronzer, like this, you know, this is really good at blending that out and just making it look really natural without messing up your foundation. The Goss is a little too dispersed to do this. And I'll show you what it's like doing like something like this. This is another way that I've been using it. So I'm gonna have two different bronzers on, but this way you guys can see how it works with different kinds of applications. So see how easy that blends it in? So this brush, this is probably my second favorite of the four I got. This is just an amazing blending brush. So how fast that went. And then I also could do something like this. So yeah, this works really well. What I've been using is the Goss 12, and I'll show you a little bit of how that's different. So I get like a little bit on here, and then because it's that shape, it just really fits perfectly into that space right there. And then I can just do this. But when it comes to blending in like an actual line of bronzer, it's just, it takes a little bit longer. And it doesn't look, see, I can still kind of see that line there. It just takes a little longer and a little bit more of an effort. The Hakuhodo one, just a lot easier. And I also use this for here. I feel like it's a little bit faster for that too. But either one will do. I love this brush. I use it every time I do my makeup. So that's the cream bronzer. Now let me show you how it's like with cream blush. So I've been using the Nude stix. And this, I put it on my hand like that, kind of warm it up. And then I just kind of like do that. This is really good for cream bronzer. I haven't used it for powder bronzer because I have something else that's so much better for that, but I think it would work really well with a powder brush. See how natural that looks? I think cream products in general, they look more like skin-like. It's just if you want that more like blown out, like airbrush look, then powders are the way to go. So I have this Physicians Formula. It's the, I'll put everything listed in the bottom. It's their Honeydew Cream Highlight. And I've been using this for this also. And I don't like a blinding highlight. I just like, I like it to look really natural. So I put that there, there. And then I also have this Tower 28 bronzer that I really like for like right here, kind of like going about around your nose area, on the bridge of your nose, kind of right here. So that's how that's been working out for me. So yeah, that's mainly using the J210. And I have some other really amazing cheek brushes. I have a few Wayne Goss, and I have Hakuhodo ones, but I think the Sonia G brushes, as far as the cheek brushes, she makes the best cheek brushes in my opinion. So maybe my next video I can go over some of these. It's just that the Sonia G brushes are really hard to get. A lot of them are sold out, and I don't know when they're coming back. But the Hakuhodo brushes, at least the ones that I've been looking at, are always available. So I would highly recommend this one and the little blending brush and the packing brush, the 242HS. I was the most excited to get this one, but it's actually the least useful of the four. And this is probably the one I'm most impressed with, the blending. How it just makes it look, you know, so seamless. And I didn't have any fallout, not a little, not even a little bit. And I use a lot of kind of like glittery, shimmery products. And these, I don't know if it's the brush, I think it is the brush. No fallout with these two. So it just makes things so much easier. And this one is perfect for cream contour, blush, highlight, and bronzer. So that's what I've been using this for. So that's all for this little, you know, seeing these in action. And then I'm thinking the next one I'll showcase some of the other Hakuhodo brushes, even some that I don't like that I bought that I've kind of regretted, so that you guys don't make the same mistake. Because I know these brushes, you know, you have to pay for shipping every time, and you really can't return them once you use them. They're yours. So I'm thinking the next one will be the other Hakuhodo and Sonichi wing gloss brushes that I have. All right, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.